One golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to, but there's only one golfer that follows the big three. And the big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time. It doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth
More
quarter
red blood
just
cells,
like you
more
shot in the
oxygen
fourth
in your
minute.
red blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance.
Can I get a bucket on Brown right now? Yeah, he can get a bucket on Brown right now. Nope. Yeah, he can get a bucket. No way. Nope. Man, come on. That little dude explosive, bro. He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that balcony. He on that new juice.
An MMA legend just dropped a bomb so wild it could shake the basketball world to its core. This wasn't some slip-up or viral stunt gone wrong. Chael Sonnen, yeah, the guy who's seen the dark side of performance enhancers up close, just exposed what he claims LeBron James has been doing for years, and he didn't sugarcoat a single word. He didn't hint, he named names. He listed the exact substances, broke down how they work, and then hit everyone with the craziest claim of all, that he and LeBron shared the same supplier.
Steroids? No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. He invests like $1 million into his body every year, I think.
New evidence came out suggesting that the NBA tried covering up the link between LeBron and the biogenesis investigation.
I don't know what that is. That's a lot of big words.
It's like HGH, growth hormones.
Gotcha.
It's a little suspicious to me.
If you're playing for that long at that caliber of play, there's going to be questions.
He's jump shooting, he's driving, he's taking hits, he's dunking over people.
Yeah, there's always going to be questions. I think that he's just a different type of human, but I hope that this isn't true.
But no one's ever done it.
But the technology and the procedures like to maintain your body.
No allegedly, no I heard. He said it straight to camera, bold as ever, with zero hesitation. That kind of statement doesn't just start rumors, it wrecks reputations. It's the type of bombshell that ends up in documentaries and gets replayed for decades. Yet, LeBron hasn't fired back once. Not a single post, not one denial. But before we get into what Sonnen actually revealed, it's important to understand why this hits way harder than all the random internet talk over the years. Sonnen isn't some bitter ex-athlete chasing fame.
We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know.
He's a former UFC fighter who lived in that world. He's admitted to using enhancements himself, exposed others who did, and pulled back the curtain on how the system really works. When he talks about PEDs, he's not speculating. He's speaking from the inside with receipts. That's why his words carry serious weight. This isn't some podcast host trying to trend or a salty ex-player throwing shade. Sonnen built a reputation for saying uncomfortable truths, even when it puts him in the crossfire. He's not pushing a new show, not selling anything. He's making a claim he insists is fact. And that's exactly why this whole thing is a nightmare for LeBron's image. When a guy with Sonnen's background speaks with that kind of confidence, the world listens. Media listens. Fans start to flip the question from could it be true to when will it be proven? And that's where things start to get dangerous. Because once that narrative flips, there's no walking it back. So what exactly did Sonnen say? He didn't just drop the word steroids and disappear. He laid out what he called the Big Three, a full performance plan he says pros secretly follow. EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. According to him, it's the exact same combo Lance Armstrong used, what he called the Lance Armstrong diet. Sonnen claimed it's how athletes keep their bodies in top shape year after year. He even explained why it's so effective. It's not just about muscle or quick recovery, it's about endurance. The kind that lets you go full speed all night long without gassing out. The kind of stamina that keeps you jumping, sprinting, and exploding in the fourth quarter, just like you did in the first. That's the kind of edge that separates legends from the rest. Sonnen broke it down piece by piece, starting with EPO.
LeBron James' wife and 2 associates named in federal PED investigation story that just recently came out, and it's got a lot of people saying, is LeBron doing GH, his young growth hormone? Is this the Lance Armstrong story that's about to come out and they're going to strip him of all these?
Which he called the king of performance enhancers. It boosts your red blood cell count, giving your body more oxygen to burn. More oxygen means less fatigue and no heavy legs. You can run up and down the court non-stop. You stay light, sharp, and explosive till the final buzzer. That's the kind of claim that can flip the entire conversation around LeBron's greatness. And now that it's out there, everyone's paying attention. A 40-year-old still dominating the NBA like it's nothing. That's not just rare. It's priceless. And when you break down the science, it gets wild. Growth hormone keeps recovery lightning fast and muscles strong even as the body ages. Testosterone brings that energy, keeps the strength alive, and makes sure the body stays lean and sharp. Now, mix all three: EPO, growth hormone, and testosterone. And it's like giving your body a full system upgrade. Overnight recovery, power that doesn't fade, and stamina that feels endless. Sound familiar?
Care of your body, or rather, one of the ways you take care of your body. The fact that LeBron James has taken very few games off this season, not like last season, 2 seasons ago, when he mysteriously in the offseason lost like 30 pounds of muscle mass and didn't look the same and didn't play the same. Paleo diet.
It should, because that's exactly what LeBron's been doing. Playing 70-plus games a season at age 40 and still looking like he's in his prime. When most legends were calling it quits by their mid-30s, Jordan couldn't pull this off. Kobe couldn't either. Magic was done by 32. Yet LeBron's still out here flying down the court, dunking like it's 2013. And according to Chael Sonnen, it's not genetics or some futuristic training plan. It's the big three. But here's where the story flips from shocking to explosive. Sonnen didn't just describe what LeBron's allegedly taking. He said they shared the same supplier. That's not rumor talk. That's first-hand experience. Let that sink in. Sonnen didn't say, "I heard from a guy." He said he personally used the same source LeBron did. That's a claim you don't throw around unless you're ready for major heat, because if it's false, that's lawsuit territory. Yet Sonnen said it calmly, like he was reading box scores. No hesitation, no flinch. Then he dropped another bomb. Tiger Woods. Sonnen claimed, "There's only one golfer on the Big Three protocol, and that's Tiger." Just like that, the story blew past basketball. This wasn't just about LeBron anymore. It was about elite athletes across the world and how some of them might be staying dominant long after their primes should have ended. Sonnen basically ripped the curtain off a system that's been hiding in plain sight. And now that it's out there, you can't unsee it. Every time LeBron plays 40 minutes without slowing down, people start thinking about EPO. Every dunk over a 20-year-old?
Like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player. You're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
There's
doing?
only one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know.
Growth hormone and testosterone pop right into mind. Every time LeBron walks off the court barely sweating, people remember Sonnen's words. The big three. And once you start checking the numbers, it's hard to ignore. LeBron's in his 23rd season, age 40, still putting up all NBA stats. 24 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists per game. That's not supposed to happen at that age. Last year alone, he played 70 games and went 71 for 71 on dunks. Perfect, not one miss. That's unheard of, even for someone half his age. Compare that to the legends. Jordan retired at 38, looking drained. Kobe's last season at 37 was heartbreaking to watch. And Magic was long gone before that. But LeBron? He's rewriting the rules of aging right before our eyes. Now everyone's asking why. Every legend in basketball history eventually hit the wall. Jordan's body broke down in his late 30s. Magic's body couldn't keep up by 32. And Kareem? He made it to 39, but by then he was putting up just 10 points a game, mostly playing support. That's what happens to humans. The body slows down, joints stiffen, recovery drags, and the explosive power disappears. But somehow, LeBron James seems immune to all of it. At 40, he's still sprinting full speed, still playing big minutes, still dominating like he's 28. 24 points, 8 boards, 8 assists, night after night. That's not supposed to happen naturally. No one in the history of basketball has done this. And according to Chael Sonnen, there's a reason. And it's not genetics or clean living. But here's where it gets even messier. Sonnen's not the only one making these claims.
Miami Heat Bron.
Miami Heat Bron.
Miami Heat.
I'm going this Cavs Bron because this Cavs Bron had a 3.
Man, y'all crazy. Miami Heat Bron was, he was on steroids, bro. He had to sit out. He was on steroids for real. like legit was on steroids, bro. Allegedly, but like he had to sit out. But y'all remember when they told him like they
goes the Clutch Sports allegations?
Y'all remember that though?
No.
When they was like he got everybody, they started testing for HGH, and they was like, yo, and he had to sit out. Like he said his back was hurt, and he sat out for like 3 weeks, and he came back skinny. This is just I was in the league. I remember. And he came back in. He was crazy though.
Nah, that might have been the best Bron, bro. At Miami.
Even people around LeBron are drawing attention. Let's start with Tristan Thompson, one of LeBron's closest friends and longtime teammates. In 2024, Thompson got hit with a suspension for violating the NBA's performance-enhancing drug policy. That's someone from LeBron's inner circle. They've trained together, traveled together, shared the same trainers, the same routines, and Thompson got caught. Then there's Jeff Teague, the former All-Star who went on his podcast and set it straight. He believed LeBron was using steroids back in those Miami Heat days. He didn't hint. He didn't dodge. He said it flat out. Teague recalled a time when LeBron missed weeks with a back injury, only to return looking sharper, stronger, like his body had been rebuilt overnight. That's not normal, and fans noticed. Even Brian Windhorst, the reporter who's been closer to LeBron than anyone, mentioned way back in 2014 that LeBron took a mysterious 2-week break, then came back faster and more powerful than before. Add in Kevin Garnett, who's been dropping cryptic comments for years about things going on behind the scenes, and suddenly all those puzzle pieces start to connect. Now, Chael Sonnen has tied it all together, bringing first-hand stories and insider details that make the whispers sound a lot louder. When people from this many circles start saying the same kind of things, the smoke's too thick to ignore. At some point, you got to ask, is there a fire under all that smoke? Because if there is, it's a fire that could burn through everything LeBron's built over 2 decades. And through it all, LeBron's silence is deafening. Sonnen's out here saying they shared the same supplier. One of LeBron's closest friends got suspended. Former players are dropping hints, and yet LeBron hasn't said a single word. No statement, no tweet, no interview. Just complete radio silence. But here's what's wild. When someone posts a meme of him looking rough or out of shape, his lawyers move instantly. Cease and desist letters fly out overnight. Think about that. He reacts fast to memes, but stays silent when hit with accusations about illegal substances? That's crazy. That's not how someone confident in their innocence usually acts. It's almost like he knows that speaking might make things worse. Because once you publicly deny something that big, you're locked in forever. If any proof shows up later, it's game over. Maybe LeBron's camp understands that better than anyone. Once your credibility cracks, you can't patch it back up. So instead of denying it, they play it cool. Stay quiet. Pretend it's not worth a response. That's the legal move, not the moral one. And that's exactly what LeBron's been doing with Clutch Sports, running the chessboard behind the scenes. His agency isn't just powerful, it's connected. They've got athletes, media outlets, podcasters, and journalists on speed dial. When bad press starts bubbling, the calls go out quick. Quiet pressure, friendly reminders, warnings about access that could disappear if someone digs too deep. That's not conspiracy. That's how modern sports power works. In 2025, superstar management runs like political strategy. Protect the brand at all costs. So when Jeff Teague suddenly backtracked on his comments and said, "I was just joking," you've got to wonder, was that really his idea, or did someone make a call? It wouldn't be the first time a player walked something back after the heat turned up, and when other players started going silent about the same topic. You really think that's coincidence? Probably not. Clutch Sports knows exactly how to control a narrative, and no one in sports does it better. But here's the twist. You can't control the internet. Not anymore. Sonnen's interview is already out there. Copied, clipped, and reposted millions of times across every platform. You can't delete it. You can't hide it. It's baked into the algorithm forever. Once people hear something that explosive, you can't make them unhear it. And now, every time LeBron drops 30 or plays a full 40 minutes at age 40, people won't just be amazed. They'll be suspicious. When he powers through an injury that benches younger players, fans won't be shouting GOAT. They'll be asking how. Because once that seed of doubt gets planted, it grows by itself. Every highlight, every record, every comeback starts to look different. And if even one piece of proof ever leaks, one message, one receipt, one insider who decides to talk, it could all crumble overnight. The entire empire, the legacy, everything he's built would shift from greatness to question marks. Because now, LeBron's story isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about truth. Was it real or was it enhanced? If it's ever proven that performance enhancers fueled that longevity, then everything changes. The all-time scoring record loses its shine, the 4 championships feel tainted, and 2 decades of dominance turn into one big controversy. Just an illusion with an asterisk. That's what every record becomes when truth catches up. Look at Barry Bonds, one of baseball's greatest hitters ever, yet banned from the Hall of Fame. Lance Armstrong, 7 Tour de France titles gone overnight. They didn't just lose trophies, they lost their names. Their legacies flipped from glory to warning labels. And that's the same cliff LeBron's standing on right now. If Chael Sonnen's claims ever get backed by real evidence, that's exactly where this road leads. Scandals, investigations, and documentaries that focus on lies instead of victories. The story of the king could turn into the story of the fall. Maybe that's why the Lakers seem hesitant lately. Maybe that's why front offices aren't sprinting to hand him another long-term deal, even with his elite numbers still shining. Executives talk, to doctors, to trainers, to agents. They hear things the public never does. And if there's even a small chance this story ends in disgrace, no team wants to be the one holding that massive contract when it all collapses. Now LeBron's being treated like an expiring asset. One more season, then we're done. No extensions, no loyalty talk, no lifetime deal. Just let him play it out and move on quietly. That's not how you treat an icon with an untouchable legacy. That's how you treat someone who might suddenly turn into a problem. Sonnen didn't just drop random accusations. He opened the floodgates. He came with details, names, and personal experience. And by doing that, he gave everyone else permission to speak. Once that door's open, you can't close it again. The whispers that used to stay locked inside NBA locker rooms are now becoming full-blown conversations. More former players could start stepping up, ready to talk about what they've seen or heard. More insiders might finally decide that truth matters more than protecting the empire. For the first time ever, the media can actually cover this story seriously, not as some fringe conspiracy, but as something real enough to question. Everything's shifted because someone with real credibility finally said out loud what others only whispered about for years. And once that happens, there's no going back. The noise only gets louder. The spotlight burns hotter. The pressure starts to crush even the strongest image. And unless LeBron has flawless control over every move he makes, every routine, every supplement, every medical visit, something's bound to leak sooner or later. Already look like they're planning life without him. Trade rumors are flying everywhere. And now, thanks to Chael Sonnen, the performance enhancement talk has gone from harmless gossip to a serious, detailed accusation the entire sports world can't ignore. This isn't some random online troll tossing shade. This is a respected MMA veteran, a guy who lived in that world, and saying, I know what he's doing because I've done it too. That hits completely different. And if even one piece of proof drops, one leaked file, one screenshot, one insider ready to talk, LeBron's entire story could flip overnight. He wouldn't be remembered as the greatest of all time anymore. He'd be remembered as the center of the biggest scandal in basketball history. Because history always catches up. Secrets don't stay buried forever. People talk, receipts surface, and paper trails never really disappear. The bigger the star, the more eyes are watching. And LeBron's been under the brightest lights for over 20 years. If there's something to uncover, someone will dig it up. And when that day comes, Chael Sonnen will be remembered as the man who sounded the alarm. The one who dared to say what everyone else was too scared to even whisper. The real question isn't if the truth comes out, it's when. And when it finally does, will LeBron's empire survive the fallout, or will it all come crashing down? Because this story isn't ending here, it's just heating up. Hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. The next chapter is about to shake the entire sports world.